guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be another trying and testing out new products video. I have a lot of exciting things that I've been using for months. To be very honest, if you know, I can say so myself, like some of these products I've used and used up completely, even for that matter. So you're going to get a little bit of an empties splash in this video as well. I have two products from Chemist at play that are the only two products that I've never given you guys like full in-depth like reviews on, so I thought I would include that in this video. Along with I also was doing like a subscribers pick my skincare kind of a situation as well on Instagram, so I have two sets of products from that from that particular poll selection situation as well. Even though you guys had to choose me to review one product, I decided to actually review both the things that you got on the poll, just because I had sufficient time to actually try them out. And when I saw the votes, they were actually pretty close, like 53-47, like 51-49, stuff like that. So I thought, you know what, you guys deserve to see a review on both the products either which ways, so why not, let's do that. So yeah, that was that. We have 6 products in total to talk about in this video, so I'm gonna try to make my reviews as detailed as possible, but at the same time I'm gonna try to not like ramble on and on and on. Also I can look at my phone screen and I know that the lighting is probably a little too bright, a little too off. I don't know why it's suddenly so bright and off, and I'm honestly not skilled enough to figure it out and like turn it down. So yeah, I'm sorry in case it looks a little bit weird, but please bear with me. Anyways, let's move on to talking about the reviews. The two products that I have from Chemist at play is the Acne Control Serum. I promised you guys when I spoke about the other serums that I will give you a detailed review on this one, so here it is. And then I also have the Chemist at play moisturizer. The other 3 moisturizers I have spoken about. This is the only one that I haven't given you a detailed review on, and you can consider this to be an empties review because this one is actually completely empty. So we'll start with this one first. Now this one is supposed to have 3% pentavin, 1% hyaluronic acid and 1% shea butter, and it is supposedly geared towards dry or very dry skin. Now I will personally say that even though it's supposed to be geared for dry or very dry skin, I personally actually don't think that it would work for someone who has super duper like Sahara Desert dry skin, at least in the nighttime. In the daytime it might actually work, in the nighttime I'm not really sure. The reason I'm saying that is because one thing that I've noticed common with all Chemist at play moisturizers is that they have a more lotion emulsion kind of a texture. So for that reason I feel like it might not be super duper hydrating and occlusive or like moisturizing. So yeah, for me personally, I have more combination normal skin, actually not even dry skin, and this one worked really great for me as a nighttime moisturizer. Comparing it to my favorite phytoceramide by Earth Rhythm, I would say that this one is similar, but it's a little bit more of a lotion emulsion texture as compared to the phytoceramide, which is a more cream consistency. So that's the main difference, I would say. What I also like about this moisturizer is that because it doesn't have any strong active ingredients, and when I say strong active ingredients, I mean things like vitamin C or niacinamide or azelaic acid, you know, those kind of active ingredients that you have to be very cautious about what you can pair it with and what you can't pair it with. And I think that's what makes this a great nighttime moisturizer, is because if you are using a retinoid, if you're using any sort of other active ingredients in your serum step, this is just a great nighttime moisturizer to just layer on as your final step, no matter what active you're using. So I think if you are looking for something like this, it is a great option. I would personally say that this is not something that is my absolute favorite, because it's not been able to beat the phytoceramide, which I love way more than this. And I also feel like it did not last as long as I would like it to. I feel like I went through this a little bit more quickly. Maybe it's also because of the lotion texture, that's possible. So yeah, for that reason this is not my holy grail, but I really like this product, and if you're looking for something like what I described, then I think that this would be a great option for you. Moving on, next we have the Chemist at play 10% azelaic acid plus 10% niacinamide acne control face serum. Now this one is interesting, I would say. So earlier I did not really get a chance to really use this that much and give you guys detailed reviews on whether or not this works. When it comes to the acne control aspect, if I have to be very specific on that, I would say that I did not actually notice great results with it. I'm currently using it as my morning time morning time serum along with a moisturizer, and I do have some breakouts, which I don't know if you can tell. I have one here near my forehead. I have a couple of breakouts on each of my cheeks as well, and this is not really doing much for it. So again, when it says acne control, I don't really know what they're trying to target this and gear this for. That being said, I do really like that it's got 10% niacinamide and 10% azelaic acid. I think it's doing great for my skin, just in general, in terms of like a maintenance product. My pores are not really that visible these days, of course, because of the niacinamide. I've noticed whenever I use any product with niacinamide regularly in my routine, my pores are kind of like in check. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to bother or like focus on them as much, because it just fixes it completely. So in that aspect, I do like this product, but it's not something that stands out to me, if I'm being very honest, in terms of like there are so many active ingredients that I feel like do so many great things, that this is just more of a mediocre product. I would put this in the meh category. I wouldn't even necessarily recommend this to anyone, because I feel like there are so many serums that are doing so much of a better job. Like I feel like now in the Indian market, we're completely saturated when it comes to serums, and a product really needs to be life-changing in a way where I could then recommend it to you. So yeah, for that reason, this one particularly is gonna be like something that I wouldn't recommend necessarily. I will continue using it and use it up, obviously, but after that I'm not gonna look back to this one specifically. That being said, there are other Chemist at Play serums that are way better than this one is, that I have spoken about earlier, so you can probably check them out in case you're looking at trying out any of the Chemist at Play serums. So yeah, now moving on next to my subscribers pick my skincare poll situation. So there was a sunscreen poll, and then there was a moisturizer poll. Now we'll go in order of our skincare routine, so we'll talk about moisturizers first, and these are the two moisturizers by Deconstruct Skincare that I asked you guys to choose between. So we have the NMF hydrating moisturizer. This one is supposed to be for normal combination skin, and then we have the brightening moisturizer, which has 5% niacinamide and 1% kojic acid, and this is supposed to be meant for dry and combination skin. So we're going to talk about these two. I'll start with the NMF hydrating moisturizer first, because this one, you guys, is literally empty. It is completely empty. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything out. Yeah, nothing's coming out, just little splatters of product, but this thing is completely done. I literally got this out of my empties bin just to show it to you guys, and I do have a backup tube, by the way. I did show it to you guys in a haul video as well. So this is my fresh tube, and then this is my old tube that came out of the empties bin. So yeah, this product I have really actually fallen in love with. It's something I was not expecting to fall in love with. What I really love about this, and the reason why this really stood out to me, is because this has a more occlusive texture to it. When I say that, I mean it's like a more elegant petroleum jelly kind of a consistency, but in a more elegant moisturizer kind of a formula. I would have never thought that something like that would be great for oily skin, but this one actually is really great for oily skin. Now when I say oily skin, I don't mean like super oily skin. If you have super oily skin, I don't think you will like this, but if you have more normal combination skin like I do, then I do think you will like this, which is why it's kind of weird that they say this is meant for normal to oily to combination skin. I would rather have them say that this is more meant for normal to combination skin, because I think that's the skin type that this is for. I also feel like people who have dry skin could actually benefit from this product, again because of the occlusive texture and like the way the product is formulated. That being said, this is a great daytime moisturizer as well as a nighttime moisturizer. Ideally, I would like to use this more in the nighttime, but if you want to use it in the daytime as well, like if maybe you're using a super strong vitamin C serum, like something that has L-ascorbic acid, and you just want to lock all of that goodness in with something that is going to be hydrating. Or maybe you did like a super harsh treatment at night, like maybe a chemical peel or something, and then next morning you want a nice occlusive layer of moisturizer in the daytime, then this would be great for that. I was using this when I had first started using a retinoid, my Ultradim Gram Active retinoid. When I started using that, I noticed a lot of dry patches like around my mouth, around my nose and stuff like that, also around my jawline as well, and I feel like this did a really good job, and I used it basically at the perfect time, because this really helped with all of the dryness that I was facing when I had first started incorporating a retinol. And even after I kind of went through that whole dryness phase, I still continue using this because I loved it so much. The texture is beautiful, and it's just one of those products that, you know, you want to have in your cabinet, just, you know, for like safety reasons of sorts, or like emergencies when your skin suddenly becomes super duper dry, or you have any kind of dry patches, flakes and stuff like that. I think this is a great occlusive moisturizer to use during times like those. So that's the reason why I got myself a backup, not to like open it and start using it, but just to have as a safety emergency kind of a product. So yeah, it just dropped it on the floor by mistake, but yeah, that's why I love the Deconstruct NMF hydrating moisturizer. So yeah, love that one. Moving on, next, the one that you actually chose, and that slightly one as compared to the NMF one, was the Brightening Moisturizer by Deconstruct Skincare as well. This one again, like I said, has 5% niacinamide and 1% kojic acid. This one is more of a thick lotion texture, but it's a super duper elegant thick lotion texture, if that makes any sense. Like, I remember the other day when I was taking this on my hand and applying it in my nighttime skincare routine, my mom comes up to me and she's like, which is this moisturizer, is it new? And I'm like, yeah, it's new. Do you like the texture? She was like, yeah, it looks really nice. So yeah, that's what this one is. I'm not gonna be like taking it out of my hand and showing it to you right now because I don't want to waste any product, but I will try to have like a texture shot inserted somewhere on the screen if I can, of what this one looks like. So right now what I'm doing in my nighttime skincare routine is I'm alternating my retinoid nights. So on non-retinoid nights, when I'm using like an AHA toner, which is what I do on my non-retinoid nights, I use this on top as my moisturizer of choice, and it's really been working great. I love using this. One thing that I do have to say though is that if you end up taking a little too much product with this, it can kind of take like a while to absorb into the skin. And like, if you're someone who does your nighttime skincare routine and then you immediately go to bed, your face is gonna like stick to your pillow because of what this is like, if the product hasn't completely gotten absorbed into the skin. So yeah, either I would say that don't overuse it and kind of make sure how much you're using, or B, what you could do is don't do your nighttime skincare routine right before you're going to bed. Like, maybe do it around your dinner time, and then if you're going to chill a little bit before you go to bed, just have a little bit of a space gap, because I have noticed that it can work better if you let it like sit on your skin and absorb and like completely get absorbed into the skin, to not leave behind that tacky residue. But yeah, overall I really like this product. I like that it's got niacinamide and kojic acid in it. I like to have active ingredient based moisturizers that are still easy to pair and use in my skincare routine, and that have a really good texture. And like, again, the feel good experience is a very big factor as to why I like this product. And I also like that it's super duper affordable as well. So it's not something that I have to think about, acha, should I repurchase this or not. It actually makes it very easy for me to like choose this to repurchase and use constantly in my nighttime skincare routine. Interruptions when I'm filming are not uncommon here anymore, so I feel like at this point you should just get used to it. I am trying to still get used to it. Anyways, let's now move on to sunscreens. So now the two sunscreens that I gave you guys options between, both of them ended up being from Ultradim. We have the micro encapsulated technology hybrid sun fluid ultra defense SPF 50. It's got such a long name, but this is a pretty popular sunscreen when it comes to Ultradim. So many people have talked about this and reviewed this, and I've seen so many people speak about this that I didn't want to get in and try it out for myself, even though I did hear a lot of not so good opinions about this as well, because people people were talking about how this has like some shimmer particles in it, which doesn't look very good on the skin because it literally looks like you have glitter stuck on your face. So we're going to talk about this one. And then we also have the Ultra the Matte mineral sunscreen. I did just notice that this tube looks a little different as compared to the other tubes that I have got. So I'm actually going to check what is up with that. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I just checked, and all the tubes that I have currently that I bought as backups of this have the same packaging. So I guess they have changed the packaging ever since they launched it. But yes, we have these two. This one, again, if I did not mention properly, is the Matte Mineral Sunscreen Phyto Shield SPF 50. Now this one we're gonna start with first, and then we'll move on to this since this is the older one. So this I have done another video on, kind of sharing with you more in-depth thoughts. It's comparing this one with the Dermaco sunscreen as well, which I would highly recommend you check out, just because you get a good idea and you get to compare these sunscreens with a lot of other sunscreens as well. But the other reason why I recommend you check that video out is because you will get to see me applying this and demoing it for you guys as well. So this one has a more lotiony texture, and it gets absorbed very, very quickly into the skin. I do believe that this is a hybrid sunscreen, so these are obviously supposed to be like not giving you a white cast, blending super well into the skin, and that is exactly what this does. It blends into the skin really well. It doesn't leave behind any kind of a white cast. The only thing that I will say is that this can make you look a little bit more on the oily, greasy side. When I have worn this to office a couple of times, like just this on its own, no makeup on top, I have gotten asked by people that why do you look so dewy and so shiny. So yeah, that's something that you might have to deal with when you are using this, and if you like that finish, then you would really like it. If you don't like to look super oily and dewy and shiny, then I would not actually recommend this to you. That being said, also the shimmer particles that I wanted to kind of address a little bit. This particular tube doesn't have any sort of shimmer particles, so when I use this, I don't have that kind of a problem, even though some other people have mentioned that they have experienced that. So take that for what you will, and decide if you want to get this one or not. That being said, my favorite among these two definitely has to be the Matte Mineral Sunscreen by Earth Rhythm. This is the newer sunscreen, again, like I mentioned, and this particular one, you guys, is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's got a more like primer, silicone kind of a feel. So when you first take it on your hand and you start applying it on your face, it has a more lotion consistency, like a cream lotion consistency. But as you start blending it on the skin, it definitely does get a little bit more silicone primerish like when it comes to the texture, and it blends right into the skin, and it leaves behind no white cast, at least me personally. That being said, one tip I want to give you is that don't apply this all over your face and then start blending, because then it can look a little bit more white casty and it might be a little bit more difficult to blend. So what I would recommend with this is that you apply it in sections. So like apply one cheek and then blend towards the forehead, nose, chin, etc. Then apply on the other cheek and then continue blending. So go like section by section and then blend it, and by the end of the whole thing, you will not notice any kind of white cast. And even if you notice a little bit of a white cast, just wait for a couple of minutes and it'll completely get absorbed, and it won't leave any kind of white cast on your skin eventually. So for a mineral sunscreen, I think that they've formulated that particular thing in an amazing way, because again, like I mentioned, it doesn't leave any kind of white cast behind, and overall I just love it. The more I used it, the more I fell in love with it. I have completely emptied one tube of this, and then I got so many people in my life also hooked onto this that I bought backups, and those backups I had to end up giving it to my friends because everyone was like, we want to try it out, we want to try it out, and then I bought more backups. So yeah, this one I cannot wait to get back to using it. I do currently, I'm also testing out a couple of other sunscreens as well, so it's going to take me a while to get this into my skincare routine back again. But once I do, trust me, there's no going back and I'm not going to stop. So yeah, that was the Matte Mineral Sunscreen by Earth Rhythm. Highly recommend it as well. And yeah, that was it. I want to just give like a quick little shout out to my discount code that I have with Earth Rhythm. My Instagram handle, which is HRLOVESMAKEUP, is my discount code. So if you use the discount code HRLOVESMAKEUP. On the Author Them website, it's gonna save you an additional 5% discount on your total bill, like the total order or your bill value or whatever. It's not an affiliate code, so don't worry about that. I'm not making any kind of money. This is just to save you some money if you want to. I've been a fan of Author Them for so long, and Halini is such a sweet woman, so I guess they just decided to give me this discount code with you guys, with them for you guys, just because I love Author Them so much, and I'm always talking about their products in my videos. So yeah, that means so much to me that I have a discount code with them, and I anyways talk about their products so much. So yeah, if it's helpful, then you can definitely use the discount code. You don't have to, obviously, but I'm gonna leave it down below, and all the info that you would need about all these products is gonna be down below in the description box, so go and check that out if you want to. But yes, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. The video is long enough, so I'm not gonna blabber on any longer, but yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.